Hi guys! In this episode of RIIZE, I am really excited to be reacting to the first comeback of the new SM boy group RIIZE with their new song Talk Saxy. It seems like they're really gonna be playing with musical instruments in their titles because their first debut song was Get a Guitar and now this one is Talk Saxy. Kind of an interesting gimmick, I guess. It's kind of intriguing, if nothing else. But yeah, I am really curious to see what they're gonna do with this one. I did actually enjoy their debut song quite a lot. It was kind of refreshing to have an SM group that is not just the same style, because at this point I feel like a lot of the music of most of their groups has become a little bit kind of just interchangeable. Like even when it comes to like Red Velvet, I feel like it sometimes can be somewhat interchangeable, even though they're the most distinct one because they're still from the earlier era of SM. But definitely NCT, all the NCT units and aespa feel very similar. Like I feel like either group can get each other's songs, you know. So I'm glad that RIIZE sounds very different, you know. And I'm curious to see what kind of pattern or trend is gonna prop up in their music. Like what is gonna be their thing going forward outside of the musical instrument naming scheme, I guess. I'm really curious to find out and whether I like this more than their debut song, because I did like their debut song quite a lot. It was fun, it was playful, it was very enjoyable, and like I said, very refreshing compared to the current SM style of music, I guess, because as much as I love like noise music, I am getting tired of every NCT song sounding the same, you know. But yeah, before we get into it and find out how much I'm gonna enjoy this song, I do want to quickly remind you that I would really appreciate it if you guys could help me out with my transition by donating to my Patreon, my Coffee account, or my PayPal, because for those of you who didn't know, I am trans. And by doing so, you also get access to the ability to demand me to do K-pop reactions, be it to specific music videos, specific albums, or potentially even a whole artist's discography. If you don't want us to spend any money on it though, you can also just recommend and suggest stuff in the comments down below. But the only sure way to make me react to something is by going through my Patreon and Coffee account. Because those things in the comments are just suggestions and I might add them to my schedule, I might not. Unless it's pretty much going to depend on whether I have personal interest to check it out or not. But yeah, if you don't care about that, that's fine. Let's get into what you're here for. That being my reaction to RIIZE's Talk Saxy. So without further ado, let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's the NCT kind of thing now for this one, it seems like. It still feels more distinct though. I love that they're playing with instruments more in their instrumental. Okay, I'm liking the sound of this one. This second half of the chorus is much better, honestly. I think this song is gonna be a grower on me, for sure. Oh man, I love how inspired this feels, man. This feels so refreshing and new. This is so fun. I like it. I don't like this first half of the chorus, I'm gonna be honest. I really wish they would lean more in into the vocals, man. Like, I feel like SM was like known for that shit, and I feel like they've really sidelined it in the last couple of years. And SM vocals are really good, so I want to hear them, man. Like, this sounds so good. I love this. This is definitely a fun song, man. I like it. But it is definitely harder to listen to on first listen compared to Get a Guitar. Get a Guitar was definitely far easier to get into, and I was into it right off the bat. For this one, they're doing a little bit of that kind of like NCT kind of noise music-y thing. They're definitely playing around with it, at least a little bit, which, as long as they don't just lean into it completely and lose their unique identity that they clearly established with their debut, I'm okay with them playing with it. But I'm not gonna lie, it did kind of mess with the song for me enough to where I ultimately don't know whether I like it or not. Because, like, I do enjoy parts of it, like the parts that are good in the same way that they were good in like their debut song are good. But those like noise music aspects of this song, I don't vibe with whatsoever. Like, it feels like maybe there's a little bit of that stupid, annoying, N-mixy kind of switch up, which also aespa does. So it's not just N-mix, but I feel like N-mix is a good term to describe that constant like switch up in the sounds. That is also feels like maybe slightly present in this, because it kind of switches from like a hip-hoppy sound to some really, really good vocals like their debut song. And I really wish they just stuck with the vocals that were like the first song, because I really, really liked Get a Guitar, or at least surprisingly found it refreshing. And what I found refreshing in that song, I found refreshing here too, but I feel like this one was kind of just dragged down a little bit by the current style of SM music a little bit. We're obviously going to listen to it a second time before I decide officially how I feel about it, but this song is either going to be a grower or it's going to be ultimately worse than Get a Guitar. And I feel like it's still ultimately worse than Get a Guitar, because I enjoyed Get a Guitar right off the bat. So just in that regard, this one has already lost compared to that one. But yeah, it is what it is. They're still going to have one more chance for me to really decide on whether I'm a fan or not, and whether I'm just going to be like a casual or whether I'm going to be a stan of this group. Because I typically wait for at least 3 releases from a group before I decide how I feel about them, like their debut, so I get an idea of what their style might be, their comeback to see how consistent they're going to be in their execution of their concept, and their second comeback, which once again shows whether they're going to continue doing the same style and whether they can figure out new ideas and new ways to execute that style. So they still have one more comeback for me to officially decide how I feel about them, but so far it's 1 win and 1 maybe. I don't know. We still have one more listen to get into before I decide though, so without further ado, let's get into Talk Saxy once again in 3, 2, 1. I don't even mind this hook, by the way. I find it enjoyable. Like, it does start pretty good. I like it. I think the fact that they're really good is really carrying the song for me. Like, they feel like they've been idols for years. They feel like... They don't feel like rookies, you know? Yeah, on the second listen, it's already better. I really hate this part though. You know, for some reason this kind of reminded me a little bit of NCT's Limitless, I think it was called. Like the chorus, the part of the chorus that I like in this, which is the vocal part, reminds me a little bit of NCT's Limitless. I really like this music video as well. It's shot really fun. It's really exciting. Their vocals are really good, man. They really remind me of EXO. Definitely a very fun and playful song, which I guess is RIIZE's style. I like this. Ultimately, I think I like this. It definitely is a grower though. It's definitely gonna end up growing on me more and more the more I listen to it. Because on the second listen already, many of my issues and misgivings that I had about the song are, if not gone, then at least diminished. Like the parts that bothered me, like the first half of the chorus, didn't bother me as much on the second listen. So it's definitely getting better, but I still would have preferred if it was just entertaining without any caveats right off the bat, just like Get a Guitar, you know? And what is going to be the next name for their next song? Play with a Piano? I'm really curious, honestly. But yeah. Ultimately, I think I'm gonna go with maybe a surprisingly high rating, but I'm kind of gonna go with a solid 9.1 out of 10 for this one. Maybe even as high as 9.4, but I'm gonna go with more of a 9.1 because I have to acknowledge the fact that I did have issues with it on the first listen. So even if it ends up growing on me, the fact that it needs to grow on me is a problem with the song, you know? So yeah, I like it. It's fun, it's playful, it's very RIIZE. I'll probably end up listening to it about as much as I did for Get a Guitar, because it does grow on me. I feel like ultimately it's just as fun as that one. Maybe it might have a little bit more longevity because it feels like a more complex song compared to Get a Guitar. But then Get a Guitar had a guitar in it, which is an instrument that I'm very biased towards, and any song that has it, I'm a big fan of, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I like it. Ultimately, I want to say that I like it. It's good. It gets a pass from me. But I am curious, what do you guys think about this song? So, comment thoughts down below. Let's have a discussion about this. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 2 pages on Patreon. Deadpool and Corby Dead. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it, it really means a lot to me. You have decided to support me, you have continued to support me in such a long time. I hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the links in the description to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon, to my Coffee account, or to my PayPal, where you can pledge support and help keep the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do any of that, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!